Live. Are we live? We are live. Hey, you guys. Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here. How are you guys? My wife and I, Pamela, we have recovered from quite a day yesterday. Black and white, V3 Sins of the Father. My gosh, just completely taken aback. You guys are the best. We rallied and then some. So we exceeded what our expectations were on this campaign. We'll go over that and fill you in on how that went and give the proper thanks. But before we go any further,
there's leg kick.
There's this person right here.
Hi, everyone. I'm hiding as usual.
She's in hiding. Yeah, she's in hiding. That's Pamela T. Bear. She's my partner in crime and my wife, or AKA, also known as my wife. Yeah, you guys, we didn't get to tell the full story. The creation of Black and White. What'd you say? Late 92, early 93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say between 1990 and 1992.
1990? No, I was still
at
Marvel. Yeah, but remember we had that Titans thing before that though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun.
That would have been legendary. Yeah, let's touch base. Leg kick one.
Leg kick.
Always the first one in, last one to leave. What's up, brother? We got Gina. Is that quarter? Congrats on the campaign. Well, thank you. And I know I know whose eye that is. That's that. Oh my gosh, I don't know his name, but it's the Def Leppard singer, right? It's what is that guy's name? It'll come to me. But yeah, we have. See. People love you. How could you not? Look at this Puddum. Oh, you can't see her. She's wearing her glasses today. There are some people, they wear contacts all the time and they look great. And then they pop on some glasses and it's like, whoa, that's kind of attractive. And she's one of those people that can pull off glasses. I've been wearing these so long. I don't know what I look like without them.
When we first met, you didn't wear glasses.
I always had glasses, but it was like for driving and it's for distances. It's always weird because they go, "You're nearsighted," meaning you can't see distance. Okay, why don't you call it something else? Crazy Cat, man, Crazy Cat, thank you so much, man. Posting the links, using that wrench, and you guys are the best. All the support for this campaign, everything we do here at Hack Shack Comics. I cannot thank you enough. So let's see. Congratulations on the first fire tonight. Yeah, we lit it up last night. Brian's suddenly old. I know how that feels.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Congratulations, Art and Pamela. Yes, Joe Elliott. Okay. I always say Flatty 1. Pamela, how would you say this?
I'd say Flatty.
I heard it was Ethan or somebody said it. Flatty?
Well, it depends on if you want to make the A a long A or a short A.
Well, I like long A's. A.
Then it would be Flatty.
Yeah, I'm old. Okay, all right, let's move on. Yeah, Joe Elliott. All the ladies know Joe Elliott. I hope Gina's a lady. You never know these days. Oh, wait. Okay. How did Pam react when you told her how much you got last night? Well, to be honest, why did we close around 2:30 my time? And hey, Skeleton, what's up? And I think you were probably up and down. Yeah, you were kind of like half awake, listening in, and because it was loud. I mean, the show was loud. Everybody's just talking over each other and just having a good old time.
It sounded like they were having total blast.
And yeah, that was the Ballers last night. And I just want to, before I go too far, those guys, so generous. This CG movement is absolutely amazing. Like, I am still flying high from just yesterday. This whole thing started 4 days ago, where I was kind of thinking, oh, we're going to get around 20 something K, and then I started getting a little bit more ambitious, like, oh, maybe 25K. And wow, I mean, we what was it, like $5,000 worth of business within like a day in a morning or something like that. It was crazy, and those guys are all so good. Mandy Summers, Shane Davis, Chris Graves, Del Keown. We even got John Malin in to help out. And wow, man, I mean, it's like the power of celebrity, right? Like, we had all like the A-list guys like working for one goal, and that was to get Black and White, in a good place financially. And man, did we ever. I mean, usually when you launch, you check back on your emails and you see like backer, and it kind of moves quickly. But I've never really had a closeout that it did similar. Last night, I mean, they weren't just popping up one, they were popping up two, three at a time. I mean, we had backers just flying in. And that experience was like once in a lifetime. I so appreciate all those guys that helped us get to that point, and all you guys backing, doing all the heavy lifting. So thank you. And before I forget, Shay, Red Valkyrie, thanks for letting me go on your channel as well. I wasn't on very long, but enough to get, we got like 4 or 5 backers. I mean, it was crazy. So that was cool. And then, of course, Ethan Van Sciver, the closeout on Comic Pro Secrets channel, which is his channel, and all the time and just generosity that he gave to the campaign. I do appreciate it. And absolutely fantastic. Great people in this movement. I still don't know really what to call it. What would you call CG? A collective? A movement?
Yeah, I don't know. Just a group of people that support and care for one another. It's an amazing time for independent comic book artists.
Yeah, it really is. And you've been with me long enough. You know what the industry's like. And so we've never seen anything like this. But yeah, thanks, Gina. Yeah, Ballers was great. It was a lot of fun. We were all drinking, so inhibitions kind of go the wayside, and you start saying some stupid shit. But it's usually, hopefully, actually, it's entertaining. My retirement dream is to open a CG-centric comic. Oh, shit. Well, when you do, let us know, because we'll fill your shop up with everything we got. So we got Pastmaster in the house. We got another wrench. We're in demand, you guys. So if you want to keep flinging those wrenches, well, yeah, Crazy Cat's already doing it. I don't have to tell you guys. You already know. Thank you. Yeah, Pastmaster says, hi, Aunt Pam. Hi, Aunt Pam. It's like some kind of like, did you see that? Yeah, that's all you're going to see of her today.
I'm not good around cameras.
Hey, I could actually do it and make it think it's you.
Oh, and I don't have fat fingers like that.
Hey, what do you? These are beautiful hands. Look at that. There's a little inker's lump right here, right on the most expressive finger we have, which is the middle one. I got like an extra little inker lump. I call it an inker lump. It's from the nib. Let me see. Pastmaster says, are you much of, oh yeah, Steve Rude. If you want to promote him, I'm okay with that. Steve Rude was a good friend of John Moore. Remember John Moore?
Of course.
Yeah. And Steve Rude came over when we lived in Manhattan Beach, and he stayed with us for a night. And we went out and partied with the dude.
The rude dude?
The rude dude, yeah. He actually refers to himself in the third person, Pamela. You would love this guy. He refers to himself as the dude. I'm not kidding. The dude wants to go out and get a drink. CG is a community, yeah.
And a good community. It's
yeah. And you guys are just a huge part of it. I don't want it to all go to your head, so you guys start, placing demands on us and things like that. But we are nothing without you. So collective and community sounds too much like commie terms. I know, that's why I kind of hesitate saying them sometimes. Skelton says, "Amen." Yeah.
People helping people. That's a nice way of.
All right, I'm going to sing People who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
Now you know why
we're crazy.
Well, why we don't sing.
I thought it was beautiful. How dare you? I thought it was amazing.
Okay.
Are we ever going to talk about black and white?
Well, we're having a lot of fun.
We talked about Bob is in KC, and Bob had the Kansas City restaurant that was the barbecue that was like the soup Nazi. Remember Amanda and I told you about it? And they wouldn't serve you if you didn't know what you want by the time you got to order. So if you were like, and started looking at the menu and stuff, they go back of the line. You just go back of the line. And if you did it multiple times, they would literally kick you out of the restaurant. So that was Kansas City barbecue. It's weird because we moved to Texas, and I bragged, I'm sorry, about the brisket and the barbecue. And we kind of haven't found a good barbecue restaurant. And Pamela's not like a big barbecue person. So I was thinking if it was really good, it would win her over.
I like barbecue as long as it's not that smoke. I don't like that smoky taste.
Yeah.
I think I've been in a fire and I don't
like that.
Sometimes,
what do they call that where they slow cook in those cookers or whatever those things are? Sometimes that wood or whatever can just permeate the meat too much. Like we went to Ed, nothing against Ed. You guys don't know Ed. He tries so hard, but that food was so bad.
Yeah, it was overcooked, but it was just
smoky
smoke. And I ate because that's what one does when you're in something.
The sides were good. So you can fill up on the sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is kind of a fine line. And also for me, like barbecue sauce, I don't want anything too sweet. So you're okay with a more sweet?
I like the more sweet.
What was the stuff you bought? It's kind of a local.
Oh, the
Uncle Something's or
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray's, yeah. Some of the restaurants here actually use.
And it's good. See, I like that, or at least the one that they use, because it is not smoky.
Yeah, and it's not too sweet. It's just right. Hey, we've come to snuff the rooster. Kevin Thompson.
Hi, Kevin.
What's up, brother? I got some stuff for you. I'm penciling away on this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I got a lot of the background. So here's 11 by 17, and then we got. I'm kind of going background first. So this is your Kit Carter commission. Pamela made fun of the little things popping up in the ground, so I got to make them look left like, I don't know, male appendages.
Well, it There's one there that did.
There's one. It still does. I tried to fix it. No matter what I did, it's still. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have to just rethink that one.
Yeah, it was just one of them.
For some reason, I just don't want to give up the shape. I don't want to do it.
You got an issue you want to talk about, or?
I probably have I have many issues, but I didn't know I had that issue until I started drawing Kevin's commission. And now apparently I have a new issue. Crazy Cat says maybe start with the what's that code? What is that? Koshak?
Kiosk
before a shop. Oh, for the comics shop. You know, remember in Corona there was like a kiosk like comic, and it was a lot of the more vintage stuff, and it was kind of cool. It was like, remember, it was kind of at the end. You know, they had those kind of like, they're not cul-de-sacs, but they're kind of dead ends in the mall.
Oh,
those
yeah,
little off, like cul-de-sac kind of thing.
Offshoot,
yeah. And there was
you did a book signing there once back in the
heyday,
about 94 sometime.
Then there was that big comic shop, remember, in the 90s, that was right where the escalator. We had a line. Oh my gosh, we had a line in the mall. I was surprised that the fire marshals or whatever didn't come in. That's badass, bro. Hope you can get it done. Oh
yeah, that is a good drawing.
Oh yeah, I'm jonesing to get at it, but we got to fund this book. Actually, we did, pretty much do our due diligence, so we're in demand now. So I can start shifting my focus on other things. Torchbearer, Hell Chat, and Pamela, or Art and Pamela, yeah. Sausage Link Art is what we call him.
Sausage Link, sorry.
They call me Sausage Link? What?
I think this is harking back to your drawing on the
the penises.
Yes, but you have to change.
Oh god. See, I kind of step in it, don't I? I set it all up so you guys can just kind of rip me a new one. Shadowhawk Talks, hail Artie Bear, yes. And hail to all. Let's see, Crazy Cat, Mike Barron, and Steve Rude worked together a lot, didn't they? Yeah, the whole Nexus stuff. And actually, Mike Barron has been really trying to get something going with me as far as create a new concept, a new book together. So I think he wants me to draw it. And I'm like, I got stuff I want to do, Mike, but man, working with Mike Barron. So you mentioned like maybe Mike Barron would want to write a Chrono Mechanics. And
I want to see another Chrono. I mean, I love Chrono. It is just, I love the funniness, of these guys. Because I like to laugh. And so anything funny and that these characters have become so real to me also over the years. So yeah, I definitely would love to see another Chrono soon.
Yeah, me too. I think it would be awesome. It's pretty much just us, you guys. So this whole like Hack Shack Comics, Hack Shack Studios sounds like big bad organization. It's just us.
Yeah, it's Art and me.
Yeah, so
and mostly Art.
Yeah, so
I just do the business stuff.
You do the fulfillment. That's a lot, man, and you do it fast. You got that oodles out in like a day and a half or 2 days. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, the one that I killed myself on was volume 2 of Black and White, because we had over 1,000 backers, and that one. But
the one that you heroically, I don't know how you did it, was the Chrono Mechanics. What was it? Wasn't remastered. What do we call that thing?
But right before
retrofit. Yeah. Right before we moved. Yeah. You had fulfilled that. That was pretty crazy. So we didn't bring that over to Texas with us. Yeah. Crazy Cat said, I would love to see more Chrono Mechanics too.
Yes, yes. And Art has an idea about the seven wonders. Well, it would be like the eight wonders of the world, but they start disappearing.
Yeah, because time, if they don't fix whatever the problem is, time will kind of reboot or overlap. It'll basically start working in a erratic behavior. Go ahead.
And so we have to, the crew gets blamed for not doing their job, and they have to figure out. So it's like a fun mystery.
Well,
who is stealing the seven wonders of the
right
world?
And then to cover their ass, what was the one of the wonders that they were rebuilding? I forget what it was.
Yeah, I forget.
But anyways, there's a construction crew and they're basically rebuilding a pyramid or something like that before the Chrono Incorporated could find out that they screwed up. So they're trying to rebuild.
But they didn't.
No, yeah, we don't want to give them that.
I mean, okay. And one of my favorite things in Chrono was one of the very first Chrono, and you see Doug playing chess, except he thinks it's Parcheesi or something, with a robot. And in the background, you see Zen, who's supposed to be so calm,
serene.
Yes. And he's getting madder and madder. And
because Doug's not doing his job.
Right.
Yeah, he's playing with this thing.
This robot. And he turned it into a devil. And then he just decides to take dynamite to everything. And he's like, blah.
He's like, he's just like storming back and forth. He's like, and then Doug's just not even paying attention to him. Actually, Doug thinks he's playing chess. Or no, what is checkers? Yeah, checkers.
And they're not playing the same.
They're not playing the same game, but yet neither one knows that they're not playing the same game. And Zen just loses his calm. The Trinity Gem had failed him on that venture. What does this say? Past Master says, Dad always said, if you're gonna steal big. Go big or go home. What is this? Crazy Cat says, hey, Art and Pam, have you ever seen the documentary? What is that? Jodorowsky Dune?
No.
Oh, he's the director, right? Fantastic film about the Dune that never was. I heard about this thing. Many filmmakers prefer the concept book that made its way through Hollywood.
Huh.
Is that the one that they had like Mobius working on it? Like there was a ton of like great designs and stuff. I'm not sure, but there was another Dune, like a Dune that never was. So I don't know if it's the same one that you're talking about. I'll look that up. I've been checking out documentaries behind the scenes right now of the Bond stuff. The Ian Fleming, the novels, the movies, all that stuff. And the cool thing about like those guys that were creating the stuff, even the movies, they were real guys. They fought in wars. They saw shit. And so they were bringing those experiences into the books and the movies. There's Katie Did's channel. What's up, Katie? Also, Katie, thank you so much for helping Black and White get to that 30K. I do appreciate it. Just a great channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to Katie Did's channel, please do so. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Crazy Cat. Yeah, Mobius, HR Geiger. We're working on. Yeah, I have seen a bunch of the drawings and I have heard the rundown on it. Yeah, it seemed like it was absolutely fantastic. I read the first Dune novel as a kid. Oh my gosh, it was torture. I can see how it influenced people, but oh my gosh, the nuance, it was just crazy. It was just too much work. You're welcome, hon. Oh, no problem. Prayer hands. You got it. You got it. Pamela, should we show just what Black and White is all about? Show the campaign real quick and then get into our story?
Sure. I was still back on.
Just BSing, just hanging out.
Yeah, I was still back on, like the Mad Helm series.
You want to elaborate? Yeah, Pamela reads like those espionage novels and stuff. You said you weren't like a big Ian Fleming fan, though, right?
I'm not. My all-time favorite writer for like men's books is John D. MacDonald. And he wrote a whole series. If you ever want to pick up, if you're into blood and gore in a way, his Travis McGee series. And it's about a guy, Travis, who lives in Florida on his boat, the Busted Flush. And if someone has stolen something from you or such a thing, he will get it back and then take a percentage. But the whole thing is just, they are pretty gory, but they're awesome to read. Pick up a Travis McGee by John D. MacDonald. And he did a couple of sci-fi too that are really good. He was just a really good writer. I believe he's passed now.
I like this logic. Logic's Finest says the Dune series is intricate and complex. Complexity isn't for everyone. To each his own. There were elements. I mean, the world building was absolutely fantastic. All the royalty, the Gom Jabbar or whatever it was, and all that stuff, and the Atreides family. Like it was so so rich. But I just remember at times it felt like a chore, and then the spice, and then of course the worms and all that stuff. Pretty cool. And you could definitely see how, like, I think even George Lucas gave it some like a nod that it inspired Star Wars. So it inspired a lot of stuff.
I think for me with Dune is the way the words are on the page. And I'll be honest, I mean, Art knows I'm a big Bible fanatic. And Paul and I don't get along because he writes run-on sentences, and I have to sit and try to figure out, okay, where does this participle go with this? And by the time I get the end of the verse, I'm tired.
I've never heard anybody like criticize the writing in the Bible.
I mean, give me the Old Testament. It's all prose. It's wonderful. And Paul is meat. There's no doubt about it. Everything that Paul says is something that you need. It just takes so long.
I had a writing partner like that. I was like, make a point, use punctuation, do something.
Punctuation.
Yeah, Torchbearer Studios, John D. MacDonald is tops. Yeah. I love the Travis McGee novels. Travis is quite the ladies' man. Oh, yeah. My wife always walks on the spicy parts when I listen to the audiobooks, just to add to the whole embarrassment. It's like, what do you listen to? What is this? Oh man, sounds like Logic's Finest likes the Dune novels. The Dune series isn't about politics. It's a family. It's a family of like royalty. It's about humanity's need to be led and oppressed. It's about the dangers of religious fanaticism and the need for self-determination. I remember, wasn't like Paul's mom, like, what did they call those? They were like witches, right? And they had the Gom Jabbar and, oh my gosh, what were they called? This is all, I mean, I read this when I was still in high school, I think. So I don't really remember it. And the movie I didn't think was, I thought some of the visuals of the Sting movie I thought were kind of decent. But oh yeah, the Bene Gesserit or whatever. That's the so there is kind of like this fringe, and they're kind of like witches, and I think one of the guys, the big fat guy, whatever his name was using the witches to do something. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty damn intricate. I've read Asimov, and I like that stuff.
I like Asimov.
I read the first Dune, and it was a slog of 13 year old. What I can't
For a 13-year-old
old me.
Yeah.
I left those and started reading Isaac Asimov. You know who I really like? I like Philip K. Dick. There, a lot of them are short stories, and I like them because they're sci-fi, and the concepts are like they could be contemporary, right? But it's all set in like a 40s, 50s, 60s reality, right? So it's all the technologies, so you could just kind of see it in the form of those things, right? So the way the technology is explained, the visuals are very like, I don't know, 50s, 60s. So I always like that. Somebody should do one of the Philip K. Dick novels as a period piece instead of trying to make it futuristic. Make it like a time that never existed, but base it on like the 1950s or something. Remember that AI thing I sent to you with all the like 50s housewives in like these cool like 50s houses and cars and stuff? Do it like that, but use those concepts. I think that'd be awesome. But anyway, I said I was going to share, and I am going to present myself and share myself to you guys. Here we go. The reason for the season, Black and White, Sins of the Father, Volume 3, 30,533. We are closing in on 31K already. Yeah, thanks, you guys. Let's play this video because it's cool. Woo! Woo! I don't know. Some really talented guy. For evil to live. Boom, baby. Yeah, that is Black and White, Sins of the Father. We are 30 years into this concept. We started this thing in, well, it came out in 94. We're going to give you a little bit of backstory in a bit, but I wanted to give you some context just in case you guys don't know who these two are. This is a dynamic duo known as Black and White. Reed Blackett, aka Black, and Whitney Sung, aka White, the fighting duo of the century. Yeah, so these guys, Reed is ex-MI10. He was a robot fighter. He could profile robots, understand what they are going to do before they do it. And so he was the best of the best when he was with the Queen's Secret Service with MI10. Got disillusioned. Killing without conscience, taking orders and not questioning, just stuff like that. So he left, and so he met Whitney Sung. She was kind of, it's seemingly the stereotypical damsel in distress, but what ended up happening is he finds out that she's not, but she is very misguided, and she is definitely going off in a direction that there's no coming back from, and he knows from experience that once you go through that door, you cannot come back from. So he tries to help her and steer her in the right direction and take down the big bad. And that's in Man versus Machine. Take down the big bad in the best of ways. So basically, they formulate this new form of justice, which is the Black and White form of justice. So we had a tagline: in a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. So it's kind of their own thing. So they're definitely vigilantes for sure. So we got some interior pages here. We got a new big bad, well, couple. We got a Juju and we got Lord Fakin. We have volume 2, The High Octane Adventures. And we did one with a Man versus Machine, hugely successful. And it looks like this one is shaping up to be a huge hit as well. So this is the Pedro Ang Comics Gates own Pedro Ang doing the writing, penciling, inking, and coloring. Brilliant talent. Here's some of the interiors. It's a one and done 22-page story, so it's a general all ages book. Adults can enjoy it, but your little ones can as well. 4 jaw-dropping covers. Finally, we have 4. So we have the Carlo Barberi and the John D. Malin cover here, which is heating up and doing very, very well. So here's a better shot. This is my B cover, which no one is going to be able to top. No one. You hear that, John Malin? No one is going to be able to even come close to this cover as far as backer numbers. Because why? Because it's amazing. Look at that thing. So there's Lord Fakin. There is Juju. Those are the 2 big bads. Lord Fakin is an immortal. We will find out how an immortal, how that works in this black and white universe. But I assure you it's going to be interesting and very, very cool. And then Juju is his right-hand villain.
Yeah, yeah.
Right-hand lady, evil doer. I always liked evil doer, like evil doers beware. And then of course the Carlo Barberi cover. This is the C cover, and then the John Malin cover. Yeah, you guys, let's go. I want to see how many backers this John Malin cover's got so far. 63 backers. Okay, so John has eclipsed the C cover, which is 22. He has eclipsed the main cover, which is my cover. Curse you, Red Baron. And he will not come close to 89, will he? Will he? Don't laugh. You got to be definitively and just say, no, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
You didn't say that with sincerity. Oh, man, he could do it. He could do it. But you know what? I don't mind. It all goes into helping keep the lights on here at Hack Shack Studios, pay for expenses, talents, and whatever we have left over, we will put into the next campaign. So you guys click those links that are in the description and go pick up a Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father, today. There's always room for more. Even though we're in demand, there's always room for more. So thanks, guys, for making it the success it is. We do appreciate it. So now
it means a lot that you guys want to follow their adventures and
ooh, how about this one? Their exploits.
Yes,
I like that one too. Follow their exploits.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Pastmaster is earning that wrench. Click that link if you like what you see. Back it. Do we want to get into more? Keep going. All right. Yeah, I thought the same. Sorry. I'm taking sides. Boop 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 boop. Boop 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 boop. I got to take this because Philip K is my thing, is my jam. If you like Philip K. Dick, I think you might enjoy William Gibson's Neuromancer. I heard great cyberpunk stuff. I have no time to read anymore. We have to take a vacation so I can read a book. That's the only time I read.
I need a vacation.
Chris Maycock. Hey folks, welcome to the show. What's that? Phenolife? Welcome. Black Blackheads, curse you. Logic's finest. It's not silly. Let's stay civil. Have a great day. We can tell you were a fan. It's okay. It's okay. Ooh, look at this. Travis Perick or Perick. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Next campaign, black and white, salt and pepper shakers or grinders.
Oh, I love pepper and salt and pepper grinders.
You just got some there.
I did.
Yeah, go ahead and explain them. Yeah, explain.
We were at some friends for dinner, and she's making this dish, and she pulls out these awesome grinders, and you push a button and just turn them upside down, and they grind away. And I was like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, there's like a little mechanism. And so, yeah, when you turn it over and you push the mechanism, it'll just do it. And then when you let up,
it stops.
It stops.
When you turn it upright. And so for Christmas, they gave us a set of those. And I have been having so much fun.
There's certain sounds that kind of bring satisfaction. And there's something about the sound of grinding pepper, fresh pepper, that brings satisfaction. Also, the thing is, I'm going to be a snob now. Freshly ground pepper is superior.
Yes, it is.
You can't taste the difference.
Yep.
You can't taste the difference. So, yeah, I am a
henchwoman. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like this one, hench babe. She's a hench babe. Oh yeah, Doc Brewski, thank you. Back heavy and off, or back often. This isn't a charity case. Art does great work.
Oh,
thank you.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. Crazy Cat audiobooks. Art, listen. Oh. I had the audio. It wasn't audiobooks for hitchhikers. I read Hitchhiker's Guide. I think is there 3 of them?
I don't remember how many there are.
Douglas
There's
Adams.
A lot.
Yeah, I know. I read
spin-offs.
Yeah,
Dirk.
Dirk
something's
daring something, and then there's the cafe at the end of the universe, and then of course the original. But I forgot where I was going. Yeah, I loved reading those. Oh, and that's what it was. I think the BBC did a radio. There's some great BBC. I believe it's the BBC radio shows, and there is a brilliant Hitchhiker Guide radio program. And if you guys can find that thing, I got a Dan burned them on disc, so I have a hard copy of them. So
yeah, but now it's hard to find a computer that plays discs anymore.
Yep, I can play it on the Blu-ray though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So let me see. Oh, Dale agrees 100%. Fresh ground is better. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look it up. Involved the film Orson Welles, Salvador Dali, Pink Floyd. Yeah. I will do that. So it's 1992, late 92, early 93. And just to catch everybody up, where we left, we were still at the auction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to give you a little back, in case you guys weren't listening yesterday or just forgot, Pamela and I got the opportunity to go to a Bruce Lee auction estate. This thing wasn't like just a little. This thing was huge. This was big. It was family auction.
Standing room only.
Yeah, and Linda Lee was there with their daughter.
Shannon,
yeah, and so somehow, I don't know, we got. You know what? We might have got it through. Remember the guy that was selling movie props and stuff? I forget his name. So maybe we got it through him, but we got like the catalog and things. And most of that stuff is like invite only, or you have to buy your way in. But I don't remember how we got there, but it was a big to do. So we lived in kind of Orange County area, Corona. And so we drove into LA for this auction. So it was least an hour, right? That the drive without traffic. So we drove there, and just a day or two before, Rob Liefeld said made an offer to me that I could create a book, a creator-owned book, and publish it through Extreme and Image Comics. So I didn't know what I was going to do, but it was a very generous offer. So that's kind of the backstory. We're at the auction estate. The thing I really wanted to bid on was Cato's throwing dart. They called them darts, and they were like hornets. They looked like hornets. They had wings on them and stuff like that. And I think in the catalog it was $800. And so we get there, and do you remember how quickly it went past $800?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't even get my paddle up. It's like $800. We could afford that. 900, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever. It went fast, right?
Pretty much. The only thing I think that did not, and she wouldn't let them go, were the glasses, because they had like a $10,000
increments.
No, that was the lowest she would take, and so I think that's the only thing that really. And I wouldn't have wanted to sell those anyway. His glasses. But
they did sell, didn't they?
I don't think so. If I'm remembering.
Oh, they didn't get. They didn't get the bid.
They did not sell.
I remember the cat suit being the big hit, like from I think it was Into the Dragon. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, and so anyway, it was a blast to be there. It was neat to see all these things in person because they were on display, right? So when you came in, they had like display cases and stuff, so you could see all this stuff, and so it just felt like one of those like big shot moments, that we were there, rubbing elbows with all these big money people and stuff. And I remember turning to you during the auction, and when that throwing dart was exceeding expectation, and you're like, go ahead, bid. And I just couldn't do it. 800 seemed like a lot, but what it went for, like, it was over 10 grand, right? It was a lot.
I don't remember, but I know it did go up. But Art is one of those people. He was at the San Diego con and came across Terry English, the Queen's armorer from Britain, and he had the helmet from Lancelot in Excalibur. And so I remember Art called and he goes, he said, I really, really, really want this, but it's $5,000. And this was just when things in the comic industry were starting to go up.
Yeah.
And so, my thing is, well, you're the one that works, if you want to buy it, buy it.
He didn't want to sell it, though. He didn't want to sell it. Like I was just kind of looking at it. I must have been looking at it like a brand new Ferrari, you know what I mean? Just like, oh God, look at this thing. And it's aluminum. It's made out of aluminum, and it's traditionally made. So it's made the same way that armor of old was made. So it's all like they build, like, is it yokes, or they build like molds, and then they kind of pound the metal into the shape, and then they assemble it that way. And so there were 3 made for the movie, and they're very lightweight. They're aluminum, and the finish is gorgeous because it's aluminum. It won't rust. It doesn't, tarnish or anything. And so he's like, it's not for sale. And so I must have looked at it like, oh my gosh, I got to have this thing. And so then finally he said, you look like you would take care of it. You would cherish this thing. So I will sell it to you. So he did sell it to me, and then I made the call. Yeah. And then brought it home. Yeah. So I got the Batman cowl there. And so right over here is Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman cowl. Those are both from Batman Returns. So, we were
the Excalibur is in the other room.
Yeah, and there were 3 made for the movie. So that was in Terry English's possession. And it's signed, it's hand signed, and he's got a stamp. And I'm sure if you went through, like Pamela said, the King's or the Queen's armory, you would find like that stamp because he is or was, I think he passed, RIP. He was entrusted in keeping all that stuff up and making sure that it looked good and everything. So, yeah, he was the real deal. Also, he built the Marines' armor for Aliens. So all the Marines' armor he built. So he did quite a bit of film and things like that as well.
But yeah, okay. This will rip Art's heart out to remember this again. But he bought the Green Hornet and Kato masks. They weren't the real ones that were used. They were taken from molds. But he was so excited because he loves the Green Hornet. So his parents came over, and his dad was always like a bull in a china shop. And so his dad grabbed the Kato mask and shoved it on his face.
He snapped it in two. Oh my God.
Let's go. It's broken.
He's handed it back to me. He didn't apologize or anything. I'm like, that could have been an original, right? These aren't that. I mean, these are replicas based on the original masks or the original molds, right? And
it's broken.
Here you go. And so we were thinking, oh, well, there's people like Cons that sell these things. We'll find that guy and we'll just buy another one. We never found
that guy ever again.
So I think I still have it broken into. I could probably use Gorilla Glue and put it back together or something. Yeah.
That was your face was just. Didn't he say something like you shouldn't care too much about this stuff anyway? But
it's funny because I love my dad to pieces. I really do. I understand him, but he was the kind of guy like he really took that whole what was it? Bill Cosby thing. It's like where I brought you into this world, I'll take you out. Yeah. Like I don't think that was hyperbole with him. I think he actually believed it. And so he would never apologize to me. Like he could do the worst thing. He would never ever like lower himself to apologize to me. So, but it's not a bad thing. I don't.
His dad was awesome.
He's got a big heart and everything. I mean, it didn't matter. He didn't have to do that. I knew how he felt, all the time. But he was just one of those kind of guys. And it's so funny now. And it was kind of funny when it happened.
Just can still see him handing the 2 pieces back.
You know what the best thing is? He had an audience when he did it. Because sometimes these things happen and you just like, you recall it and there's nobody to witness it. And it's like, no, my mom was there and Pamela was there. He had a full audience when he went to do this. Let me get this. Parker Luck, what's that? Matt Bird? By BYRD. Would that be Bird? Just backed all 4 covers and high octane special sub story. Art Bearman. Yeah, let's check this out. Ooh. Thank you so much, Parker. Let's see what this is doing here. I always like this stuff. Okay, so we're 432 backers, 30,533. That's a significant backing, so we should be close to that 31K, if not over. Oh,
681. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that's almost 7. So 300 and would that be $19?
Something like that.
Yeah, away.
I gotta get out.
No, it would be. No, it'd be 2. It would be 219, right?
Yeah,
219. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Parker.
Thank you.
That was awesome, man. I do appreciate it. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Even though we're in demand, it doesn't mean
that it's over.
Yeah, that it's over.
The fat lady hasn't totally sung yet.
So Past Master wants you to let me buy a Batmobile. I did a show where I just looked into the Batmobiles. So there's people that make these copies, and I think you can pick one up for about $200K. And I think it's based on the original mold. So it's fiberglass. It's weird because it's just kind of like buying a car where it's like leather bucket seats, power steering, all these things are extra. They actually have that with these Batmobiles. So you can get them with like working flamethrower in the back and all this different craziness. But I think it starts at around $2K. So
wouldn't it have been awesome to see that year that they took all the Batmobiles down to
San Diego?
The San Diego Con, to see that on the freeway, just one right after another.
We did get to see them in their destination, though.
Yes, yeah, we did.
What was it, the Hyatt or wherever, the hotel? Like there's this grass area, and there was like this little makeshift tent that they put over it, and they had all the movie TV Batmobiles. Man, I'll tell you, yeah, it was jaw-dropping to see. I think most of those are now, if you take the Warner Brothers studio tour, you can see those. I'm trying to get my daughter to go because Pamela and I, we like all that stuff, and we never did it. Well, when we lived in California, I got the tour or just walk around the Warner lot, but I never had the actual tour. So I got to see a lot of that stuff, but never got the tour. Art likes the 60s Batmobile. Yeah, that's the only one. You can get, I think the Tim Burton one, because they made a lot of them, you can get those for relatively cheap. Julie Strain let Kevin Eastman get a Batmobile. Come on, Pam.
Aren't I such a downer?
What is the comedian that does the puppets that remember Brian Hayner wrote? He was the guitar man.
Oh.
And he wrote comedy for that guy.
Oh.
He does. He has that the one puppet that looks like Joe Biden.
What is that guy's name?
There's an auto museum in Los Angeles. Art. They have cool stuff. Yeah, they have a lot of the Boris. What was his name? George Barris cars there. Oh, it's Dunham. Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks guys. Do appreciate it. So anyway, so we didn't get our bid. Pamela gave me permission to do it. To make the bid, and but it's just one of those things. It's just kind of a fun little aside. Like this thing. It's cool to have, but it didn't set us back very much. So the cooler thing is James Latta. That was the guy's name.
Oh, yeah.
The prop master for Warner Bros. He had access to the Hornet Sting, the cane that they used in the 66 TV series. That would have been cool. That would have been cooler than that throwing dart. But anyway, so we had a bunch of fun. I think we had some dinner in LA or Hollywood somewhere, and then we came back. And I was just telling Pamela about the conversation with Rob Liefeld. And so she's like, are you going to do it? And Pamela, you don't give yourself credit. She's a great sounding board. And then once that switch gets triggered in her brain, she becomes a creative juggernaut. Like she just,
oh, thanks.
Yeah, you just kind of keep it going. And so we were just kind of riffing off of each other, and the basic start of the creation was just the Green Hornet and Kato, because that's
on the way back from the auction. We're driving and
stuck in traffic, whatever. Yeah,
we just started. Well, we could do this and this, and then
And then it was like, okay, Green Hornet and Kato. So then you immediately start thinking, well, we can't do an exact ripoff. So what would be our take on it? So then we were like, I don't know, male, female, right? But the archetypes are similar, right? So you have this guy that's, kind of the leader type, and he's got the answers to everything, and he's this guy of integrity. And then you have like in the Greenhorn and Cato was kind of the sidekick, even though he wasn't, but was kind of treated that way. But we didn't want to do that either. So we wanted to do two characters that were on equal footing, especially if it was going to be male, female. We didn't want the one to be a sidekick. So then, we started thinking, well, how do you do that? And since then, it's hard to write two equal characters. Give them equal time, give them equal importance in the story.
Equal personalities.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easier to do a sidekick, because then you just focus on the lead guy, and then the sidekick kind of carries out the agenda. But if you have a character that has his own agenda, it becomes a little bit more complex.
And
but
White has her own agenda.
Yeah, she's got her own mind. She's definitely got her own mind. And so then it was like male, female, but we definitely like the whole like gizmo guy, like the guy that's kind of like a street fighter with his fists, and he's got like these cool, like fighting, like he's got guns, he's got the hornet sting, he's got all these things, So we like that. Also, James Bond, gizmos. I'm obviously a big Batman fan, so Batman has all his cool crime fighting stuff. So then Black was going to be that character, right? And then White would be kind of modeled after the archetype of Cato, right? Still has like fighting tools, like throwing stars, things like that, but is more just like hands-on, right? And so then we just started thinking, I don't know how we came up with opposites. Male, female, yin, yang, black, white. Like that just became...
Just in riffing off of each other.
Yeah, that just kind of became a thing where we were just like opposites or counterparts or things like that. And so Black and White came out of that drive. Like the name, it was just boom. Black and White. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the tagline came up in that drive. So in a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. So we had the characters.
That was John.
No, that was me. I think what John did is he might have refined it, because I have a way of just kind of throwing stuff out there. But where you can correct me is, or enlighten, is on the James Bond part and the retired spy. I say that was John, but John says it was me. Remember when John? Well, we're kind of jumping the gun, but anyway, so we're driving back. We pretty much had everything. Like these guys were going to be some kind of crime fighting vigilantes. We were also kind of thinking Hollywood at the time, right? So we were thinking something that would be kind of inexpensive to film. I don't think we were thinking movies. I think we were thinking TV at the time. So something you could serialize, things like that. And so it was pretty much cemented at that point. What else did we have? Do you remember anything else?
No, we just came up with the characters and what they were like. And then when Rob, extended that awesome offer, we just started working on the story. Yeah.
So the next day I went into Extreme Studios. I told Rob, I said, black and white, gave him the little bit of, info that we had. And he just says, I like it. Just like the Jackson song. Do it. Apparently Michael Jackson has the song Black and White. So Rob is awesome, man. He's so funny. That was his reply, and then he just kind of walked off. So he gave the thumbs up, and so then Pamela and I started working on it. Do you remember how John came into it? I know he stayed with us for a while because he was a New Yorker.
Was the editor.
So we just hired him. We just talked to him, said, we need an editor on this.
Yeah, because we had never done anything like that.
And he was the guy that we were doing the Nightwing miniseries through. So
was at DC, yeah.
yeah, and so I think John was in transition, right? He wasn't at DC, or maybe he still was. And he came because he was a New Yorker. He came to stay with us.
To Jim Lee's studio.
That was when he was staying. I took him down to Wildstorm. We hung out there for a day, but that was after. But I remember he stayed with us for a few days. I just remember just kicking back, eating pizza and stuff, and just talking about Black and White in the living room. And I could have swore that he said, make Reed Blackett. You came up with the names, Reed Blackett and Whitney Song. It was Whitney Sampson or something at first.
Yeah.
And so we thought it would be cool, like the B and the W, right? You know, their first names and stuff like that. And so then we always liked Alfred, you know, the butler types, you know, the guy that, or like Q, is it Q from Bond? Mm-hmm. So we kind of were starting to bring in some of the James Bond aspects. So, you know, Brooks Gray, which you named, was kind of like Q meets Alfred Pennyworth from the Batman stuff. And so then we also wanted a car like the Black Beauty, right?
And there was a Rolls, or was it a Rolls or a Bentley? But it was at that in Corona. It was at a
car.
Yeah, like a car repair place. It must have gotten dinged, and we just happened to see it, and we grabbed the camera and went back, and you were like, "Can I take pictures of this car?"
And yeah, I shot reference because at the time, I mean, we didn't have internet, and we were still trying to figure out what the Bullet would be. The Bullet was a ballistic utility, lock and load. You came up with it.
Well, that was 30 years ago.
But yeah, it was the Bullet. This was the name of the car. You know, like you always have to name the cars, right? The Black Beauty or the Batmobile or whatever. So ours was the Bullet, and it was kind of a take on the Black Beauty. And so we never really got into the whole chauffeur, you know, thing. But like for some reason, they were kind of undercover. So Brooks was kind of like his valet. Like Reed was just like some rich, this is the original. He was this rich import exporter, and Brooks was kind of like kind of undercover, like pretending to be his valet kind of thing. We ditched that idea with the newer stuff. But that was there. And then, yeah, we were hanging out with John, and then John was like I still, he doesn't give it to himself, but I think he said something about somehow James Bond came up, and then somehow a retired James Bond. And so then we were just like, that's it. You know, like sometimes these ideas just hit, and you're like, now we got Reed Blackett, you know. And then the story kind of centered around this guy being retired and trying to start a new life, and then realizing that just being this action, you know, guy was not going to go away. And so then he gets sucked back into that world, but he's vowed not to go the same direction. He's going to do it on his own terms. And so that's kind of the Black and White stuff, right?
I always liked how we never wanted him to be angsty. I mean, yeah, he's had tragedy in his life and stuff, but he's not a person to sit and dwell and go, "Oh, poor me." And I have always liked that.
Yeah, the original 90s White was a lot more aggressive. Yes. And I think she decapitated that dude with one of those garrote wires or what.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we tried to give ground the character a little bit and bring a little bit more scrutiny with the character, but not lose the fun. The fun is the unpredictability of her. So it's kind of like, you know how they say the fools rush in. So she's kind of that character. And then Reed is the one like, let's think this thing through before we get involved. So it's kind of this cool yin yang. So,
but while he's saying let's think this through, she's already
pounced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he's got to figure out a plan. We do that in Man versus Machine, where he kind of lectures her like, you know, I had this plan, and you just kind of start blowing shit up. She throws like a bomb into that warehouse. Why did she say like eat hot lead or something? I forget what she says. But anyway, yeah, good fun. And let's see. The Peanut Gallery says, hey, Art, how can people send you fan art? Just post it and tag me, and I'll see it. Speaking of D, get that mailing cover. Yeah, you guys. We are in demand, so you can still back the book. You can still pick stuff up, and yeah, we're heading towards that like 31K. But you know what? I should do this. You guys actually unlocked a stretch goal. We got to get into that a little bit, and then we'll let Pamela go. She's got stuff to do, but it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it too.
You know what? You're not bad. All right,
You're
so
the nicest old gal on the
block. Stretch goals. Yeah, we unlocked the 20K, so you guys get the 30th anniversary trading card, and so the 30th anniversary sticker has been unlocked, and the 30K, you guys, we got the upgraded cover stock and the interior paper. So we are going to make this thing with all the bells and whistles like we've done before. One thing I really, really want to do, and hopefully we can get there, is the 55. The spot UV on the main cover, it just makes that thing shine. It makes it special.
I like the patches, and
I like those too, but as far as the book's concerned, yeah. So what's your favorite, patch, pin, or a sticker?
Oh my goodness, I'm such a kid. I love stickers. If I get a sticker, it's on something. And patches and pins, I love them. I'm a kid.
Yeah, Pamela really does love stickers.
I do.
She wanted to do like a sticker set. Like the thing is, like we're very limited with funds, you know, so we try to do the best we can with the funds that we get. And I would like to do like those old Marvel or DC where they would have multiple like images on one sheet. So you could peel them off. So it'd be like 5 images. And hey, Lee, what's she? Photo taking care of the commissions. Oh, okay. So that's on Facebook. We're getting pop-ups. So yeah, and you guys remember, if you're fan art collectors or fine art collectors, we have 3 of the covers. We sold this B cover, but we still have the other 3 available. And we do have an interior page that if you go to the tiers, you can see it. And I believe it's in its full glory in one of the updates. Let me see where it's at here.
When Art and I were working with John Peterson at DC to do the Nightwing and Starfire story, one of the things that we pitched to them was the bad guys, and I forget the name because, again, I'm old.
They were like the Redeemers or the Reprogrammers or something like that.
That was it. And they would see things in a different color and that sort of thing before all of this stuff that you can do now on your own computer. And we wanted to do stickers with their the colors, the green or whatever it was. And John was like, well, we'll have to take this to the top and see if we can.
He said he got it all okay. So we had a trading card set for that Nightwing miniseries. We had those stickers. We had the reprogram revision. Remember, it's going to be like those highlight books where you have like the little card that's got a piece of film in it. And if you hold it up, you can see things hidden in the artwork. So we were going to do that. And it wasn't just going to be a gimmick. It was going to be part of the story. So you could see things that
in the story, in the comic book,
through their eyes. So you could use that reprogrammer or redeemer. I think I say redeemer because I think that's what John always called them.
But they were the reprogrammers.
They were the reprogrammers.
They reprogrammed your.
Yeah.
But I've still got all the marketing stuff that went out on that.
Do you have that?
I do.
Find it. We'll show it off.
I'll have to dig it out.
I did a show on it, and I think it was Joe Bernardo found in the Titans. What was the fan book called? It was like Titans Tower or something. And he found that little sketch that I did of Nightwing and Starfire. On there
too. Yeah. What I've got.
Yeah,
he goes, and John said something about, this is as real as it gets. And it was the press release or whatever they put out.
Yeah, it was big. I mean, Wizard did an article on it. It was big time. There was the retail poster. I think there was an interior poster as well. DC was really getting behind it. And then, John, for whatever reason, I don't even remember what happened, but he was let go from DC, and none of that Titan stuff happened. I mean, there was some big stuff planned, but none of it happened. So that's
sort of sad. Yeah,
that's really sad. I think that could have been. I mean, John got really disillusioned with the industry after that, even though he did become editor-in-chief of Wildstorm. So he took over the studio for Jim Lee and did that for a couple of years. That was nice because he was living not too far from the house. So we got to hang out. Remember going goofy golfing with him?
I remember going to the Universal City Walk, and you could do these stupid pictures where they put you in a pose, and then they would superimpose a background. And the picture is the three of us are in a rowboat, and John is pointing at fish. Said somebody.
There's like a bear I think there's a bear in the rowboat, right? So the boat is up like this, and so I think like John is in the front, like honey or something. He's got a jar, right?
No, yeah, he's got a jar in one hand and a fish in the other. And
then you and I are just kind of doing like the George Washington crossing the Potomac.
Right.
We're just kind of like pointing, like just stupid stuff. And God, he was obsessed. Remember that?
Oh yes, they had to take the picture a bazillion times.
Oh my gosh, John was like, "We got to do this. We got to do this," and we did that. Yeah, but there was that Titan Summit at the Universal Sheraton. Remember, DC put us up. Yeah, that was nice. I mean, we gave a lot of good ideas. And then there was the ET attraction. Do you remember that?
The ET.
Where ET would talk to you at the end?
Oh, yes, vaguely.
So so we were there. There was it kind of became like groups. You know, everything kind of goes into groups. And so there was the group that we were part of, as like Kevin McGuire and Kerry Gamble and Tom Grummett and even John, I think Peterson kind of hung with that group. And then do you remember there were the writers?
Yeah.
There was Lynn Wein, Marv Wolfman, and Louise Simonson. And they were because we were just having a great time. Like we were just stupid kids, right? And they were kind of like the adults, like, look at those kids over there, right? Like, look at those. And so then we went on that ET ride. And if you guys have ever been on it, you tell people your name before you get on the ride. And then ET says, goodbye or something, so
Yeah, I
long
don't really
at the end. So
remember.
there's an ET robot. It's like, so long, Art, Pamela,
Yeah.
and they start saying the names of everybody that's on the ride. And so I thought it would be funny. And the group that we were with, I said, everybody just say your name is Bob. So ET will just say Bob like a billion times. And so it worked. It was hilarious. So then ET's like, goodbye, Bob, 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 Bob. Yeah, so it brought a lot of joy to my heart, and those guys are just shaking their heads like, you're ruining everything. This is the ruining the ET experience for us.
I remember meeting Dick Giordano at the Sheraton.
Oh my gosh, that was once in a lifetime. You remember why we were there? We were just there on a humbug. Dick just invited us to the Sheraton. He was there overseeing Batman 2, Batman Returns. So he was there, and he was at the Universal Sheraton. And I don't know how it happened, but he invited us there. We went up to his suite. It was him, Pat Bastian, and God,
Louise?
no. There was a power player. Like this guy was an executive, like he was a filmmaker or something. And he was there, and he had the script. Remember, he had the script on the table.
I remember that.
And I just remember, God, we hung out with Dick in his suite at the Universal Sheraton. Dick Giordano, he's a legend, man. He was one of those guys. I mean, I looked up to him even before I broke into the business, right? And so just to hang out with him socially like that. And he's the one that invited us. We were the only ones there too, right? It wasn't like there was a bunch of people. It was just Pamela and I. And he's like, I'm going over this script and I can't. Do you remember this? He's like, I can't vision this at all. And we're like, what is it? He goes, there's a kitty CPR scene in this. Do you remember that? And he's just like, the cats kind of give Catwoman, Selena Kyle, like mouth to mouth. And then they start jumping on her chest. He goes, I don't know how they're going to do this. This is the craziest damn thing I've ever seen or read. And I was like, I don't know. And I don't know, somehow in the movie, they kind of make it work. I don't think it's real clear what's going on. You just see kind of like this montage of cats jumping on her chest. I don't think they really spend time with them breathing in her mouth, but they just kind of like.
Yeah, it was glossed over.
Yeah, it was definitely glossed over. But anyway, that scene's in there. Are you going to take off?
I'll take off.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to me give my 2 cents. And thank you guys definitely for all your support, your good wishes. It means a lot. And truthfully, we love y'all.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without you. You want me to blank the screen out, or do you want people to see you?
Oh, no, blank the screen. I look horrible.
Okay. She's got her glasses on. I think she looks cute with glasses on, though. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to start wrapping this up anyway. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and thank you so much. We are both overwhelmed. I'm exhausted. I don't know how many hours of streaming I did yesterday, but it was all worth it. Connecting with you guys, rallying the troops, and getting everybody on board to back Black and White Sins of the Father. And I just want to thank once again just everybody that helped out.
I'm out of the way.
She's out of the way. So, I mean, yesterday was obviously Ethan Van Sciver sharing his channel with me and promoting Black and White and the closeout. So thank you so much for that. Ethan's got a campaign going. I'm sure he's going to do something tonight. I'm not sure if it's the closeout tonight. It might actually be the closeout for the Black and White covers that he's going to do. And it's just, once it's done, it's done. It's not going in demand or anything. Sorry, my throat's getting a little dry there. And so yeah, Ethan, everybody that was on that live stream with me, I do appreciate it. Just it's always fun, but when you can get people to rally around your book like that, it really is a good feeling. I mean, we spend so many hours trying to build these things and entertain you guys that it's neat to see when people respond like this. And so we did that, and then early on, I think Pamela and I were live streaming, and then Red Valkyrie reached out. Shay reached out and invited us on. And so I went on there for a while. So thank you, Shay, and everybody there. I wish I could remember all the names, just everybody. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then Mandy Summers sent me a link to go on Ballers. And so went on there. We had Del Keown, we had Shane Davis, and we had Chris Graves, and then of course John Malin came in later. And man, I'll tell you, like A-list guys, A-list people coming together and trying to help you get your book in front of people's eyes and things like that, saying nice things about you and your work is absolutely it's humbling. It's humbling, and it really I've been in this business a long time. This is absolutely amazing. CG is absolutely amazing. So yeah, thank you, Crazy Cat. It's Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet art variants. Click that link and go check it out. And if you like what you see, back it. And it might be today. Today might be the closeout for that. Hello, what's up? And Crazy Cat says, shout out Mandy Summers and Ballers. Yeah, if you guys, that show is epic. That show, holy crap, man! It is a rapid fire topics, just discussion. You got to be on your toes to be on that show. Let me see. Yeah, Shane was as Mange the whole time. It was really interesting because after the show, we talked a little bit, and Shane took off, the Mange outfit, and it was weird. It really was kind of like the Superman Clark Kent thing. I was like, who is that guy? Because you just spent hours looking at this person with the hat and the hair and all that stuff and the sunglasses. And then you see this like tame looking dude and you're like, who is that guy? Where did he come from? So it was fun. Yeah, it's a great character. Those guys are very, very clever, very entertaining. And if you guys aren't subscribed to their channels, do so. So Red Valkyrie, subscribe to that channel. Mandy Summers, Del Keown, Shane Davis, Chris Graves. I don't know if Chris has a YouTube. I imagine he does. And of course, John Malin. So go over there, give them a sub. And yeah, it was an exhausting day, but it was one of those memory book days. And I am so thankful to be part of CG. I am so thankful to have you guys, supporting the stuff that I do. And it's really good. It's really amazing. I'm a little exhausted, so I think I'm a little bit emotional. But yeah, it's the best, man. It is the best. And I won't let you down. I won't let you down. This Black and White, Sins of the Father, Volume 3, is going to be the best black and white. I know I said that but each issue is getting better and better. The characters are becoming more real, and just the adventures. And this time out, I had the talents of Aaron Sparrow coming in, helping me craft the story. So we got some good people working on this book. And 2025, We are going to have the garage sale probably January, February, March, probably in March sometime. And we're going to be closing down that Oodles of Doodles shortly. So if you want to get the art book, back it today before we close that out. And then we are going to try our hardest to get a chrono book out. If it does come out, it'll be the end of the year. And I got a couple people, like writers, that I'm talking with or that I want to talk to. We might have Donald DeLay on art duties, and then I'll do finishes over Donald DeLay, which would be fantastic. I think Donald, for what he does, is absolutely genius, and it'd be a pleasure to work with that guy. So yeah, here's the Shay Red Valkyrie channel link. Go there and subscribe. And let me see, you hung in there late into the night. Or when was the last time you streamed that late into the night? Early on in Comicsgate history. It was early where we would just do those marathon streams. We kind of figured out how to do things better, I think, so we don't burn out. Ethan still has, I don't know how he has that stamina, but he has the strength of 10 men, so he can do this. He's a little younger than myself as well. But yeah, we used to do those marathon streams, and we just bounced from one stream to the other one. It was pretty crazy. So I think we went until 2:00 my time in the morning. So we literally closed this thing out. I mean, I've never seen it before where it switches over from like the live campaign to the in-demand. And I was looking, it was crazy. I was looking right at the screen when it switched. And we had just like a couple minutes before hit that 30K. And then it switched over. I mean, you talk about perfect timing, because we got that 30K logged in there. And it just looks so good. And yeah, it was just one of those perfect days. Like I said, exhausting, but perfect. And you guys were a big part of it. And I want to thank you again. Oh, Catalyst Fall says, I backed 1 and 2 combo and a 3 cover. Oh, very cool. Well, thank you, man. I do appreciate that. You guys are the best. And when those books start coming in, you guys start posting those around too. It does help. Or 11, well, what would that be? Yeah, 11 o'clock California time. I don't think any of those guys are California time. I think they're on either like Texas time here, Central time, or East Coast time. I stole Gary's youth. Hi. What's up? All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks again. And I might be seeing you later if Ethan does a closeout for, his campaign, which is, somebody in the, oh, here it is, for the Wreck Planet 2 line art variants. So click that link, go over there, back a book today, because I believe there's no in demand for that campaign. So take care, you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.